Oh, the screenshot's going to be me doing this. That's what it's going to freeze on. No doubt. No doubt. Doesn't matter what I do. The video. Oh my.
Kate, I am just on my phone, so I can't see you, but I cannot wait to look at that screenshot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're going to love it. Oh my goodness. So hi, Ashley. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Michelle. How is
Hi.
it today? Michelle says,
well, I'm doing okay.
You're doing, I'm sorry?
I'm doing okay.
Awesome.
I'm great.
Awesome. All right, perfect. I think Michelle's doing good too. She might be typing us this call. Not sure. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I received some questions in the group in reference for today's call. So I am going to allow those questions and any new questions that arise to lead the call. I'm just going to do it real quick here just to kind of clear so the recording's clear for everyone. So please feel free to unmute if we get into a discussion or if there's a Q&A, but I'll leave it muted in the meantime, just so that our recording stays clean. So what I was saying was I am going to allow the questions that have already come through the group to kind of guide us through our meeting today. Hi, Jen. Because there's a lot of different topics floating around, right? So rather than try to kind of tie them all together in something, I'm just going to go ahead and go through each one and address them accordingly. Also, if you have any new questions, challenges, anything that you would like addressed during this time, I would invite you to either share that with me privately. Let's see, let me empty this. Perfect. Share that with me privately, and I can answer just in general. Or if you feel comfortable chatting it in the group and asking the question there, then that is fine too. I'm sorry, give me just 1 second. Go ahead. I have a little sick Libby home today. Yes, honey? Oh, you just want to hug me. Oh my gosh. Did you ask Miss Olivia for some lunch? Okay, go ahead. Okay, so now I'm going to do some work, okay? I'll be out in a little bit. Okay? All right. I'll see you in a little bit. I love you. She looks real sick, doesn't she? Yeah. Can you close the door, sweetheart? Thank you. So her stomach's been hurting about once a week because she just wants to stay home and spend time with me, and I don't say no. I don't care. Like, okay, just stay home. Like, I want you home with me, both of you, all the time. Like, I just want you always here. Like, if your dad would allow me to homeschool, I would totally do that. So this is like the best of both worlds. Like, they go sometimes, stay home sometimes. I got the helper here anyway, so it's like I always have a sitter on hand. So it's like not even a big deal if I have a call. It's like perfect. Anyway, so her stomach hurts today. All right, so getting down to business. What I would like to do, so it looks like it might just be us today, and if other people join while we're kind of getting settled in here, then that's great too. But what we're going to do is go ahead and kick off the call with an intention. I'm just going to kind of guide us through. So if you just want to get comfortable and close your eyes, if you're in a place where you can do that, and just go ahead and just begin to concentrate on your breath. Just breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just really giving gratitude for that beautiful prana life force energy that effortlessly glides into your body with every breath, bringing new life to each cell of your body. And with that new life, an opportunity for a new moment, a new idea, a new connection, a new perspective, Each breath is a new opportunity. And in each moment, we have the opportunity to choose again. And so, as we come together in this safe, sacred space, excuse me, I just want you to go ahead and call in what it is that you would like to choose again or create in this moment. And just hold it. And so, as you begin to hold this vision, I want you to allow it to expand and grow. What does this new choice mean to you? How will this new creation take flight? Imagine that you're breathing new breath into it in this moment. And with each new breath you breathe into it, it expands and grows accordingly. And as you relish in this vision, I invite you to just turn up the corners of your mouth, gently forming a smile, bringing in some new, vibrant, positive energy into this vision, infusing this vision with joy. And in just a few moments, we'll go ahead and wrap up our vision here, giving gratitude for the space we've given ourselves to imagine and create something new. And as you pay gratitude for what it is that you just experienced, just want you to go ahead and place your hands over your heart space and give one last deep breath in to seal in that beautiful vision. And when you're ready, you can begin to open your eyes. Excuse me. And we'll come on back. And so, just a few things that I'll note that it's really interesting for me when I remind myself to smile during meditation, just the different amount of joy that I feel during the meditation, after the meditation, and then throughout the rest of the day. I really feel as if it's really hard to do a gentle smile. I love that. Like, go for it then. I just didn't want to bring you from like serious to like, right? Get in there, do it. I love it. But I literally feel like it's infused, like it gets infused into the vision, into your being, and then it carries
Mhm.
on throughout everything you do throughout the day. And so I just wanted to share that with you, so that you could um, take that with you for whatever that may mean for you. The other thing that I'm sure we're all aware of, but I'll just remind everyone because I feel called to do so, um, is that, well, two things. Number one, we cannot hold two contradictory thoughts, right? And so we talk about the power of visualization, but in its simplest form, right? And in the simplest form of smiling, right? In the simplest form of creating a new thought or choosing again. You can't hold two contradictory thoughts at one time, right? And so, in the power of choosing again, choosing something that you desire, you are forced to release something that you don't want, right? Because you can't hold them together. In choosing to smile, you cannot hold on to anger in that exact moment because you cannot hold two contradictory thoughts at one time, right? Our mind is not designed to do that. So you are forced to let go of it in that moment. When you stop smiling, you can always choose to go back to the anger, to the sadness, to the resentment, to whatever it was before, right? Or to the old choice that you were making. You can always choose to go back. But just reminding ourselves that that is a choice, whether it's conscious or not, we get to choose our thoughts, okay? Reminding ourselves that we are not our thoughts. And we know that we are not our thoughts because we can choose our thoughts and because we can change our thoughts. And if we can change it, we cannot be it. We are the person who we are the being that can change it. Okay. So the other thing that I will just remind everyone, right? Because I understand that we're all aware of this as well, is that the power of manifesting really begins to take force and take hold. And it really begins, like, I picture it like pinging out into the universe. Like all of a sudden, like the universe is like waiting for us to wake up. I mean, obviously, right? Like it's all, you hear me say, it's all within arm's reach. It is all literally right here for you. The universe is just waiting for us to wake up, right? So it can be like, yay, she's here. Ding, 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 ding. She's ready for us. All right, guys, go. Like this is how I picture it. Go, get ready, go, right? Because she's ready now. She's there. She's connected. She's aligned. She created the vibrational match. That's all it's waiting for, is for you to create the vibrational match for whatever it is that you desire. And that activation happens when you are holding that thought, that same vision for, they used to say 17 seconds. Now they say 16. I guess we like, we grew. we started moving up the needle. I love it. So 16 or 17 seconds, right? But you know, let's just give it a good 30 to be on the safe side. But so I always say, like, if you're holding a vision for 30 seconds or more, like that is when it really begins to activate. But it doesn't mean that you're holding the vision and then you're going back to the other vision. And then you're holding the vision and they're thinking about something else. And you're holding the vision and you're thinking about that I just like left laundry in the washer and it needs to be in the dryer right now, right? We're not thinking about all that. We're only thinking about this one thought, and you have to hold it for 17 seconds or more to really, truly begin to activate the universe. And when that activation happens, that is when the universe is aligning all of the people, the circumstances, the opportunities, the places, all of the things that are necessary to move that vision forward, because it is all out there. It is all here. It is all available. It is just us putting ourselves in a situation where we are a vibrational match for it. Okay. So we're going to begin this call with, I am a vibrational match for. Okay. So take your time. There's no rush here on this. And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Because we can always change a plan, but only if we have one. So, and guess what? You get more than one vibrational match. You don't just get one a day. Sometimes I spend like an hour, like, I'm a vibrational match for, I'm a vibrational match for, I'm a vibrational match for. It's like my laundry list of vibrational matches, right? But I am a vibrational match for. right? So let's invite some of that language in, and we'll start right now. We'll start today. So who would like to begin for us? You can either type it and I'll read it, or you can unmute yourself and share with us that way as well. So Tanya says, great reminder, so needed that today. Yes, great. I'm so happy. So
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I am a vibrational match for unlimited new clients who are willing to pay a higher coaching price for me.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right, me. I am a vibrational match for total financial abundance that will give me the opportunity to provide the boys with everything they need to be successful in their crafts.
Great. Perfect. Love it. Thank you. Michelle says, I am a vibrational match for wellness and self-peace. Beautiful.
For me, I am a vibrational match for receiving my creative inspiration that produces results, like that comes through me and into what I need to bring to the world.
Beautiful. I love that. Beautiful. And I will also note that I love Super Aiden. That was
I do too.
so cute.
It was
And that was a beautiful statement as well. Thank you for sharing. All right.
Thank you.
Ashley, would you like to share? Let's give her a moment. So some of my language has been, I am a vibrational match to receive infinite miracles today. I say that daily. I am a vibrational match for $1 million opportunity today. And I don't say that daily, but I say that throughout the week, right? Because I'm not just open to $1 million opportunity. I am open to many of them being in the circuit. I am a vibrational match to partners who understand and share my vision and who will carry out a greater impact in the world. I say that a couple different ways. I am a vibrational match for optimum health for myself and my family. I am a vibrational match for protection, health, wellness, and joy for myself and my family. So these are some of the things that, I find called to say throughout the day, throughout the week. I don't just say it in the morning. Sometimes I say it throughout the day. It really just depends. So I really just try to look at the life wheel and say, if I'm looking in my area of business and finance, really what am I being called to be a vibrational match for in this area today? And if I'm looking at my area of wellness, then what do I desire to be a vibrational match for that today, right? And if I'm looking at my area of relationships, then what do I desire to be a vibrational match for? And if I'm looking for at my area of environment, then what do I desire to be a vibrational match for, right? So if I'm just breaking down my life wheel into those 4 main circles, that's the easiest check-in on a daily basis. Of course, we can always break down our circle further, right? So within wellness, we have our personal joy, our spiritual development, our personal development, all of that. So if you really want to break it down, we all know the areas, we can certainly do that. An environment, it's not just your physical environment, but it's the people in your environment. and so on and so forth. So, those are some ways to take inventory every day and just check in and say, what am I being, like, you can see just what's going on right now in your life, right? Who's in your life, what opportunities are in your life, how much money's in your bank account, how many clients are on your roster. You know what you're being a vibrational match for in this moment. Okay. And if it's working for you, fantastic. If you desire something different, then what is it that you desire to be a vibrational match for? Okay. So that can be your inventory. Give me 1 second. My groceries are here. Why? My groceries always show up on this call. Hold on 1 second. Wrong button. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I just didn't want him walking in my house with wet feet because it's raining here. So I had to like tell her, like, have him like put everything outside. Okay. So, all right, perfect. So now we'll get into the questions. So good. So Michelle says, these are really helpful directions to explore, Kate. Thank you. Okay, great. All right. So I'm going to pull up the questions and we're going to really, kind of get into some specifics here. And for those of you, who joined us after I said this, what I said was that if I have the questions that you've already asked and I will be answering them. And if any, if there's any challenges right now, or if there's anything specific that you would like direction on or insight on or feedback, then you can feel free to write me privately. I can address it as a whole, or if you feel comfortable, you can chat it within the group. Okay. Okay, so at first I'm actually going to go ahead and just answer Mandy's question really quick because she posted something in the group, and if she listens to the recording, then that'll be out there for her. So Mandy had said that she's having a lot of anxiety, and I know that this is because of illnesses and people having the flu, and Mandy has shared publicly and privately that this creates a lot of anxiety for her. She had asked what is some language that I use or a protection mechanism that I use and she had asked me to share this. So let me go ahead and share that first. And so what I do there's been some really crazy, scary things that have gone on at my kids' school, or sometimes you feel yourself like you're in a situation and your red flags go up and you just don't feel safe. And so whenever I'm in a situation like that, I revert back to, kind of my protection bubble. And so what I do is I literally imagine that like God is like parting the sky, like opening up like a little section of the universe, right? And is allowing our world in just that moment to kind of open up so that all of the magic and protection that he can provide in that moment can drop down and surround me. I imagine the same thing opens up for Mother Earth down at my feet, and that all of the goodness, the protection, the support, the healing, like whatever is necessary in that moment, that can all come up for Mother Earth. And together, I imagine that I am surrounded and cocooned by this love, this light, this protection. I then actually imagine that there are some things that are unwanted that come my way, right? Because that's the reason I'm doing this. And then I imagine that they are pinging off of my cocoon. So they're like coming at me and they're just like pinging right off. And that's when I know I'm fully protected and that the visualization has done its job for me. And I'll hold that vision. But I'll know that I've completed the cocoon, if you will, when those things start to ping off of me because they can no longer access me. I'll then do it for every member of my family. So I'll do it for my children. I'll do it around them. And I'm visualizing this. I'm not actually with them when I do this for them, but they're in their classroom or whatever. I'll do it around their classroom, they're in different buildings, I'll do it around their building, and then I'll do it around the entire campus of the school. I do the same thing for my husband at work. I'll do it for around him, and then I'll visualize his office, and then I'll visualize the whole campus. And so I'm just doing like protective bubbles visualization. I'll do this at night for my house. I'll do a protective bubble around every member of my family, and then around my house, and then around my neighborhood, and so on and so forth. It just takes a few moments. But, you know, I'll find that even in the freakiest situations, you know, we've all been there where we're like, I do not feel comfortable right now, that when I have completed that process, if nothing else, I find a really intense sense of peace that begins to come over me at that time. And I really feel deeply connected to God during those moments. So I'll offer that to you, all of you, and of course, Mandy, who asked the question. And what I will say during that time, also, if you're looking for some language around it, you know, is I am so grateful that my family and I are safe, healthy, protected, and happy. Is generally my go-to affirmation, if you will, or intention during those times. Okay, so that is the answer to that. All right, so just scrolling here. Okay, so Michelle says, Kate, another thing, so I haven't gotten the first thing yet, but I'll scroll down and get to that. But another thing I would love some insight on is dealing with adversity. Any suggestions or strategies for dealing with clients when things fall apart? Okay, I need more insight on this. So share with me a little bit about what that means.
It's not so much that there's a really big problem, but more of fallout, or the response when you get feedback is not positive. So it's kind of like when you go in with that clear intention and you're very, very clear in your communication, and yet the response from the client is, well, actually that didn't measure up to my expectation of it. I kind of know how to manage it, but I kind of don't know what, is there a better way to manage it? Is there something that I didn't do in setting up the space? Is there are there some words that I can use that are going to maintain everybody's dignity? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
kind of thinking it into words.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. So, so you offered some, how do I word this? So you had set the stage, and
Yep.
then someone made a choice to partake in something, and you feel like you communicated clearly what the expectation was or what they would get out of it, and then they said they didn't get it out of it, or they said it wasn't what they expected. Was it a result, or was it an expectation?
They said, yeah, it was more that for what they got, they thought they'd paid too much.
Interesting. So then they expected more from you?
To be honest, I'm not really sure what they expected, but I'm wondering whether or not, like, it's you know how we all interpret things very differently, like we can all read the same piece of information and we see it very differently. Yeah. I don't know if it's just a quirky personality thing that comes up, or if it's did I miscommunicate? I don't know if there's even a way that you can not have that happen. I mean, obviously we can't be perfect in every possible way for every possible person, but like,
okay,
I'm not even sure what I'm not really sure I'm trying to ask. It's like I wanted to make sure that I was being honourable and doing the right thing, and did I have the right words to respond so she was okay.
Yeah. Okay, great. So, so there's a couple of things that I would ask. Number one, I would ask, like, have I worked with this person before? And is there a pattern? Okay. So you start to see patterns with people. You start to see patterns with clients who are like always asking, for more. You know what I mean? Like, you can have 50 people in a program, and then there's one person, you know what I mean, that was in the last 5, right? And they're always the one saying, but can I have this? Can I also have this? You know what I mean? So there can be patterns, right? And then that's your choice. You can either say, yes, you can have more, or you can say, no, you can have more. That's completely up to you. But look for patterns. And then if it's not acceptable to you and this is a pattern, then you can start to say, okay, like if the other 50 people understood what I put out, then I feel comfortable that I'm setting the expectation. And then you have to make a decision if you want to allow that to come into your space or not. Okay. So the pattern thing is important just to recognize. And if it's the first time you've worked with someone, be aware of that. Be aware of where the patterns start to develop, because they will develop in whatever way. So is it in them or is it in you that patterns develop, right? Either way, it's going to happen. Patterns can be good, patterns can be bad. It's very important to recognize them, okay? Because that's where your information and your feedback is going to come from. Even if it's not verbal feedback, the patterns will provide you feedback. Okay. So the feedback is very important. And then also being, obviously your honesty is going to be really important by saying, this is, kind of like, this is what was said in the beginning. I want to make sure that you understood that this was what was said in the beginning, because if you didn't see this, I can understand how we had a mishap, like a miscommunication. And if you didn't see it, it's okay. But I just wanted to make sure that you did understand that from the beginning that this is what I said was, going to be the case. And I just had to do this recently for someone who just kind of had a question about something. And I said, well, like the website is actually still up from 6 months ago, kind of when we had the conversation. So don't, like nothing has changed, but also I want you to see it. The website that you actually went to and registered, like, is still valid and up, and nothing has ever changed on it. And it's all like still right here. And so, if, after, you kind of take that in a little bit, please let me know if there's any additional questions, but it's like nothing has changed on my end. So just please let me know what the questions are, kind of after, you have taken all of that information in. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Just being like really clear about, this is what it's always been. And then if they say, I understood that, but I still X, Y, and Z, then it's maybe like, okay, like, did I not deliver the value? So, if somebody comes to me and says, I expected this or whatever else, I'm like, how can I help complete that gap for you? Right. Sometimes it's something very simple that you can do to complete the gap. And then also if they are like, well, I want X, Y, Z and also a brand new unicorn, you can say, well, like, I can't get the unicorn for you, but I might be able to do this. Right. So you may not be able to meet everyone's expectations. And that's that's hard, but it is part of it. I feel like if the expectations are clear from the beginning, I feel like if you then again communicate those things very clearly again, and you make the best effort that you can to come full circle and bridge the gap, then you can walk away still having your integrity and feeling like you've done the right thing, understanding that as long as the majority of your people are happy, that, there may be one or two that you might not be able to completely fulfill. And that has to be okay. So certainly
that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. As long as the majority are getting the results, then that's important for you to know for yourself too. Okay. Good.
And I'm on track with all of that. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay. Kate, I would love some easy to implement marketing strategies and information about affiliate marketing on our mastermind. Okay. So what do you want to do an affiliate with? This was Michelle's question. So what do you want to do an affiliate with, Michelle? Your internet's unstable again. All right, see if you can type me. So, because there's with me, and I'm Patty. What does that mean? What are we affiliating? Affiliating.
Everything.
Affiliating. Okay. So there's a million different ways.
I don't know how to go about it.
Tell me again. Sorry.
I don't know how to go about organizing it.
What is it? What do you want to sell?
Got no idea. I just think I need to do it.
Okay. So, affiliates can work in a lot of different ways. So, you can have an affiliate program where there's a section of your website where you say, like, these are the products that I recommend. Okay. And it is, when they buy off of your website, then you get a percentage of that. Okay. So that's an affiliate situation. There can be an affiliate situation where you have nothing to do with the product or anything else. And basically you just help promote it. So during someone's launch time, you send out emails on their behalf. And if anyone buys through your link, then you get a percentage of it. Okay. So that's a different way to be an affiliate. And then the reverse of that is that you can send people links. And then if any of their people sign up, you would pay them out. Okay. So how does that work? Number one, you have to have a back-end system that can support affiliates. So you have to have something like Infusionsoft or ActiveCampaign or Kajabi or my God, they're like things like there's a lot. But any of those types of programs that would support affiliate links. And then basically, what you do on there behind the scenes is, type in the percentage that you get, the percentage that they get, and it's split automatically in the back end. If you are helping someone else promote, then they just give you the link and you just set up all your bank information and everything like that. And they take care of all of that stuff on their back end, and you just get your 15%, 20%, 10%, whatever it is. And then obviously if it's the reverse, then you have to be connected with one of these back end systems. Excuse me, have that set up yourself. You would determine what the affiliate is and so on and so forth. How do you open a discussion with someone about developing a relationship? How do you approach someone about being an affiliate?
Yeah.
So I think just being determining what you want to be an affiliate on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's have a discussion about it. So if you wanted to be an affiliate of mine, what would that look like? Let's just play.
Right. I have to write. I want. Oh.
I can hear you.
Oh, good. I want people to have access to what the magic and the miracles things that you do, and the the daily planner book. So that I can promote that. I want to support that for you with my people. So how would I go about doing something like that?
A perfect way to open the discussion. And then I say, all I need to do is create a link and email it to you. It's really that simple. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, easy. Easy. So that's easy. So especially when something's already been created, like a product is super easy. Here's a really great way also, if anyone that you see that has a product that isn't promoting their products a lot because they're promoting other things like programs, would be delighted if someone else came in and said, I'll promote your products because I love your products too. And, you just give me you give me a percentage of it, but I'll go out and promote your product because I see that you're doing other things right now. So if you ever see a situation like that, anyone that has products would be more than happy to give away a piece of the pie to have someone help them. Yeah, wow. 10 times over. So if you ever see that, like, and you're willing to do that, then by all means, you know, have that discussion just like we just did. Like, I want people to experience this from you. I want people to be able to have access to this from you. How can I help you do that? That's it. That simple. Okay.
What about the financial challenges of Australia to America, America to Australia?
So because it's in Australia, for that particular thing, the only way it would make sense is for them to probably have a digital version of it versus mailing a version, right? So like when I mean, if I'm just being completely honest with you, when I mail a version to you, like I lose money. Like there's no money being made when like there is money made when I mail it to Canada, but because of where you are and where I am, there's no money made when I mail it that far. And because of the thickness of it and everything else, right? Because it's special. And because of how much it costs me to print it and so on and so forth, right? So for that, it's a great example in the way of a product, but it's a bad example, if I will, sorry to say, in the way from a financial perspective, because of the location and because of that particular product. So if we wanted to look at a way to make money on it, we would really have to look about increasing the price to a point where it made sense to ship the physical product, you know, and then what that would look like as far as a percentage. A normal affiliate percentage is anywhere between 10 and 30%. That's a normal affiliate percentage. Not to say you can't get more or less or whatever, but that's generally the range that people play in. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, maybe 35%. That's generally the range people play in.
So I need to do it in Australia, or you need to create a digital version?
I have a digital version. It's already created.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
And what about charging extra postage?
Yeah. So for most places, it's totally fine to do that and it works. I know we're so close, but yet so far, all the way around the world.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, again, like we could totally look at that. The postage would end up being like, we would have to charge like $30 in postage. We would then charge, you know, another like 45 or 50 for the planner if it was going to be like a physical planner, because that would have to cover the cost of that would be the shipping. And I mean, I'm never looking to make money on shipping, so that's just what it is, right? And then it's the cost of the printing and then the cut, right? Yep. So those are just off the top of my head, those would be some numbers.
Yep. Oh, that's great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good discussion.
What did you say?
A good discussion. I love that.
Okay,
Thank you.
All right, you got it. Okay. All right. I think those were all your questions, Michelle, but if I missed anything, just go ahead and chat me up over there.
That's great.
Yeah. You know, Donna says, what if Michelle found a printer to print? I think that you're probably getting into a little bit too, I don't know what the word is. So to keep up quality assurance, quality inspection, you know what I mean? Like if someone is printing your product, right? Like I don't even know how that works from a copyright perspective. But what I will say is that I probably wouldn't recommend it. Like I wouldn't recommend sending off your stuff and then like having someone else completely take the lead on that. That is not really an affiliate at that time. That then becomes something very different, right? That's like an extension of your company. You know, so that can be another discussion, but I would not classify that as an affiliate. That would be something a little bit more in depth. Okay. All right. The next question we had was, I recently had someone, a coach I met at an event, tell me my coaching prices needed to be high. Oh, we're going to get into it. It's going to be so exciting. And I struggle with that. I know this has been brought up before, but if you could share how you get over that hurdle, that would be very helpful. Thank you. Okay. So, so I noticed that with both, you know, and this isn't that anybody like that it's wrong. But I picked up on it with both you and Tanya, because when you said your vibrational match, I wanted to know more. So with Tanya specifically, and I'll just put this out there, you can kind of think about it, Tanya. If you have any questions, then while I'm with Donna, you can ask. But I wanted to know, like, how much financial abundance do you need in order to cover all of the activities for the boys and all of their dreams? You know, so that changes all of the time. Like, I literally am like, with my calculator, it's always right here. Like, I am like every chance I get, like every time I'm not on a client call, I'm like crunching numbers, right? It changes all the time, because then Michelle comes up with a new affiliate idea and I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? And then someone comes up with this on the next call and someone comes up with this on the next call. So I'm constantly like, okay. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, I have you know, now I have to go out to LA in March and I didn't expect that. And then all of a sudden now I'm going to be down in Raleigh. I got to figure out how to get to Raleigh in the next 3 weeks. And I didn't expect that. Right. So then my point is, like, other expenses come in, other opportunities come in, you know, bigger things, you know, come in that aren't expected in life, right? And we all know what kinds of things show up there, right? Cars, this, that, the other thing. So, so it's constantly taking inventory when we're talking about numbers, to be so super clear to the universe. Like, this is exactly what I am a vibrational match for, right? So don't be afraid to throw like an exact number in there. Like, I am a vibrational match for $83,333 a month, right? So that would be $1 million for your year. Okay. I am a vibrational match for whatever that is for you. Okay. So, okay. Now, if you've done that, awesome. And if you haven't, or you haven't done it recently, like in the last, like, you know, 3 to 4 weeks, like, I recommend doing it at least every month at the very minimum. Okay, good. It's also about, like, you know, your relationship to money. And sorry, I said I was done, but I'm not. So it's also about your relationship to money. This is all going to help Donna too. Really being like in bed with it, like not like making it sleep in the spare bedroom, and not letting it sleep on the couch, and not ignoring it at breakfast, and not making other plans and going to someone else with lunch. Like, nope, no. Like, right here, like, you are in bed with the money. The money comes with you wherever you go. You know, the money is what you want to talk about all the time. The money is what you want to have a conversation about. You got to get real comfortable. You have to get real in touch with it, real honest with it. Like, when you are with the money 24/7, and when you're waking up with the money and having breakfast with the money and having lunch with the money and then going to bed again with the money, you have no choice but to get honest, because there's nowhere to hide, right? So we cannot hide from it. All of it. Like, we all have like little things that we really don't want to look at that bill. Like, you know, like, I never want to look at that Target bill. Like, oh my God, please, with the Target bill. It's just, it's intense all the time. But you have to be honest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a funny example, but we all have things. And you got to just pull the Band-Aid off and just get super honest about it. And then just really start getting comfortable with having that conversation with yourself, right? This is what it looks like. This is where I am. And this is where I want to go. And it doesn't matter how far away those two things are, as long as you commit to being a vibrational match for it. Okay. So, Donna, where are you? What is your pricing?
What is my current pricing?
Yes.
So it breaks down to $150 an hour. So I have a 4-session coaching package that is $597.
Okay. And how long are the sessions?
1 hour each.
Okay. And this is a problem. Why? Like, why do you want to change it?
I don't see it as a problem, but I'd had this free coaching call, and the coach said, "Oh, your prices are way too low. You need to at least double your coaching prices," which was uncomfortable. And then said, "And I can coach you to earn the money that you want, and it's a discount. My regular price is $8,000, but for you, it's $6,000." So I was like, "Yeah, no, thank you." So, I'm not going to pay that much money. So,
Okay. So,
but I know that you have said this to me as well.
Mhm. Yep. Okay. So, what is your financial goal for this year?
My financial goal for this year is 60,000.
Okay.
So 5,000 a month.
Okay. And how much, all right. So, what is realistic? Let me just ask you that. So what is realistic to expect from your monthly, like, Crystal Club? What's realistic for us to set what comes in per month for that?
Currently I'm at $300.
Okay. Okay. 3,700, 600. So you need 8 clients a month to hit $5,000 a month.
Okay.
Which is not, that's fine. Okay. So there's a couple of things going on here. So first of all, 8 clients a month is not a lot of clients. I mean, it's not a little amount of clients, but it's not like 1,000 that it's like completely unrealistic and there's not enough time in the day. Like, that's completely feasible. Okay. So it's 7.8. So just to be specific, in case you do the math later, but I'm rounding it up to 8. So if at 8 clients a month, and I also rounded up to 600 just for the numbers, right? So at 8 clients a month times, 600, that ends up being 4,800, right? And then you get your extra 200 or 300 from whatever else. And then obviously anything else that you do, but we're not mentioning anything else major right now. Is there anything else major that I should be mentioning?
No, I mean, I have chakra balancing and smudging services, but I don't have a regular clientele for that.
All right. So I would recommend inviting in like a third stream of income, whatever that is. It doesn't matter what it is, but there should be a minimum of 3 ways that you're consistently having money come in.
And I do. I have another stream.
What is it?
From my direct sales company. So I do have another stream coming in.
Okay. So are we including that money in this 5,000, or do you want the 5,000 just from coaching?
Not necessarily from coaching, but from Donna Brown Designs.
Okay. So then that's not a third stream of income. That's just a fourth. Yay! You get to have more. You get to have more than 3. You just have to have a minimum of 3 in,
right.
I'm going to call your core business, right? And I don't mean anything by that other than that's just the one that we're concentrating on today. So
that's fine.
In your core business, I would invite you to begin to open yourself up to what that might look like to have a third vertical. It can be residual income. It doesn't have to be residual income. But start to plant those seeds as well. Like, what can you do one time that you can gain? I'm going to back up. It should be residual income, because there isn't anything right now in your business that you can do one time and people just buy it over and over and over again. If you desire to make money right now, you have to show up. You have to show up to do your Crystal of the Month Club. You have to show up to do chakra balancing. You have to show up to do coaching and everything else that you named. Okay. So, that's very difficult to scale. Okay. So next year when you come and you say like, all right, I made 60 this year and now I want to make 120, there's not a lot of room for us to play with if we don't have some residual income in there.
Right.
It's difficult for us to scale that. And also there's a lot of other things around that. You're only one person. You know, we are looking to have a business, not a job. That's the ultimate goal for all of us here. I know that, even if you haven't said it. And if we have a business, that means that we can walk away from it, right? And it runs without us. And if we have to show up every day, we still have a job. All right. So listen, we're also, including myself, we are all still working on that. It takes a long time to build a legacy business like that. One of my main goals last year was that I didn't know if I could get to a point in my business where I could completely just step away and say, okay, run yourself business, right? Nor did I believe I wanted that. Like, I still want to be involved in my business, obviously, right? But I did know that things needed to change because I was only one person and I was completely overextended. So my goal was that I would take the entire month of December off, okay? And that I would ease back into work in January only by doing retreats, because I love retreats and they fill me up as much as they fill up the people that I'm doing retreats for. So I would basically have 2 months of work off, right? Now, when I set this goal, like, I literally like had trouble leaving the house to go get my kids from school. Like, I was having my daughter be able to home with a stomach ache. I would have been like pulling my hair out. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm back to back to back to back. Like, I got to get this. I got to do. I would have been frantic. And that's what I knew. Something needs to change here. Something's got to give. This is so out of balance, right? And it didn't feel good for me. And you've heard me say it before. Like, if it doesn't feel good for you, it's not going to feel good for your clients, right? And so I try to check that as soon as I possibly can, because the last thing I want is any of that carrying over my clients. So I set a goal that was, at that point, like, completely crazy for me to say I'm going to take 2 months off during my business, right? And things are still going to run. I'm still going to get paid as much, if not more, but I'm going to step away. I'm really going to step away and just be present for my family, okay? And so I just would put the intention out in the beginning. I would future vision about it every single morning. I would visualize what that looked like. Now, when this came to happen, right, this past December, like, you guys saw the pictures, like, I went everywhere with my kids. They had a huge break from school, right? At their new school, they basically had off the entire month of December. We went everywhere. We did Christmas in New York. We went ice skating in Philly. We traveled all over. We did all the things, right? And leading up to that, my visions looked nothing like the way that it played out, right? But the point is that I was inviting it in time and time and time and time and time and time again. And when I got to that point in December, I was like almost in shock that I was like, oh my gosh, like, everything all of a sudden has just like wrapped up and everything's on pause, or things have ended and closed out. Like, everything had a bow on it. And I was like, holy crap, this just happened. Didn't happen the way I thought it would. Didn't look like this in my vision, but this actually is happening. And I stepped away, and I really didn't come back until my calls started again in the end of January, beginning of February. Okay, here we are. So, okay. So this is what I begin. It doesn't have to look like that for you, but whatever it is that is for you, like that ultimate, where you can kind of like take a little bit of a breather, right? But everything still runs. What does that begin to look like for you? And the reason I'm going here is because the ultimate vision is extremely important, so that we can then reverse engineer it back into, like, what do these 3 verticals look like? What does residual income look like for you? What does this begin to look like as far as pricing, right? How do we price these numbers accordingly so that you can get to your next goal, whatever that may be? It doesn't have to be taking a month off of work, but there does need to be a carrot at the end of it. Do you see what I mean? Okay, because I'm also saying this because if you're just like, you can make 60 grand with what you have now. So there's no fire to raise your prices. There's no like real big motivation to like go and make more money, because all you have to do is probably book a couple more clients on the books and you're there. with what your income goal is. So this is what I'm going to challenge you with, Donna. I'm going to challenge you on the next call to come with the fire. Like, I want to know what's your fire. Where is it? Where's that fire? Like, what do you really want? Like, making 60 grand a year, having 8 coaching clients on the books, like $300 a month in your Crystal of the Month club. I'm going to challenge you and say that is not your ultimate.
No, it's not.
It is not. And you're not a part of a group called the Miracle Mastermind for you to settle for, okay. And that's just what this is right now. It's fine. It's okay. But you can make 60 grand, no problem. The reason you're not making 60 grand is it's freaking boring. Right? You need your fire. And then we can talk numbers.
Okay.
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 You good? You sure?
I don't know what I want. I mean, that's a starting point. I definitely want way more than that.
Yes.
And I don't know what that looks like.
Okay. And that's okay. That's okay. But I'm not buying that completely either, because I think you do know what you want. I think you do. I think that there's a piece of you that may not be giving yourself full permission. I think there is also a piece of us that gets very busy, right, with the doing of it all, where we forget that we also need to keep that vision going, right? So I would go back to what's happening like in your day, and let's just really take the morning as a chunk of the day, because it's the most important. It's really the most important. So I don't really care what the ritual is right now. If you're saying that you don't know, this is not for just Donna, this is for everybody. So if you're saying that you don't know what you want, and we've all been there, like I had my moments this past year too, where I had to kick myself in my own ass and say, like, enough is enough, Kate. Get over yourself, right? And so we all have no one escapes this. We're all humans, but it's about how quickly are we pulling ourselves out of it, right? So it's like, if you're saying, I don't know what I want right now, whatever's happening for your morning ritual, it's not working right now. And you can come back to it later, but whatever it is, it's not working. So it has to be switched up. Okay. And it's important for you to find the things that are going to begin to ignite the emotion inside of you. This is good. This is emotion. And this is going to get you somewhere.
Oh, I have plenty of emotion. That's not the problem.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Is it sadness emotion? Is it like, do you know what I mean? Because if it was emotion of power, if it was an emotion of passion, then you know what I mean? Like, then we can channel that into certain areas, right? So paying attention to where is, how do I ignite that type of emotion, right? Like, what is the passion for? That's what I'm looking for. You wanted to speak. You wanted to be on stage. You want to share your message with others. Is that so?
I still want that.
You
yes,
still want that?
I still want that. Yes.
Okay. So that's part of the vision. That's part of the vision. So Michelle says the passion is for a retreat in the Dominican Republic. Is that true?
Yes, we are doing that.
Okay. So there's another vision. What else does Michelle say? She seems to know what you want.
Oh, I would do a video series.
So,
It's
okay.
Mary in the Dominican.
Okay, perfect. So the point is that I really feel like you do know what you want. I'm not sure right now what's getting in the way of that, right? You know, and quite frankly, it doesn't even matter to me right now. It doesn't matter because it's just BS. Because you have all the tools that you need. And in fact, you teach people these tools, right? So this is the conversation I have to have with myself when I get in my own way. Like, I'm so sorry, but you don't actually get to do that. Because if you want to teach people how to not do this, then you cannot do this, right? Like, it's just what it is. Like, I'm so sorry, but we have self-elected out of that category when you decided to be a coach, right? So it doesn't mean you can't have a bad day. It doesn't mean you can't have a shitty year, but it does mean you have to pick yourself up and you have to use your tools and you have to be doing the work all the time. That's what it means. Okay. So I believe you know what you want. I believe you need to get, you need to give yourself permission and actually start creating that. In whatever capacity, like, feels really good for you right now. Like, does it really feel good to, like, get a cup of tea, curl up with a journal and just write until your hand goes numb? You know, do you want to do some future visioning exercises? Do you need to get an igniter partner and start to, like, talk future vision again? You get 15 minutes each and you are 5 years in the future and there is no talk other than that for 15 minutes, and you do that every week until, like, you are super clear on what you want again. There are a lot of ways to go about doing this. You have to do what feels good for you. But it's really important to get back there, like, as soon as possible. And then I'm just going to plant a few more seeds. So, you know, I want you to really start to think about you putting your coaching, your information on crystals, all of your content. I want you to really start getting serious about capturing that on video. Okay. Offering these video downloads, offering a 3-part series. Hold on one second. And I don't know what time it was, so sorry. I just had to do that really quick. But you can do a series on the meaning of crystals and how people can use them. You can then do a using crystals for protection series. You can do a using crystals for manifesting series. You can do a using crystals to increase energy series. So, like, there's an overall one that's high level, and then it's, like, all different little downloads or different 2-part or 3-part video series. They only have to be, like, 15 minutes each per video, 18 at the most. Like, people don't want to watch after that anyway. So it's not like you have to feel bad about, like, not providing enough content. Like, people actually do not want a long video. So, like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? This is easy. You know all of this like the back of your hand. Have a computer that can record you. All you have to do is do it. And then you can start charging for that. You do it one time, right? And then when you go to speak 2 times a week, which is what you should be doing minimum, because it's your passion, because it's what you're good at, because you're changing lives every time you do it. And when you have a week that goes by and you do not speak to a group of people, you are doing yourself and them a disservice. You have to get out there. Go do it. You can totally do that. And then when you go out and you show up for these people and they connect with your message, which they will, and they don't know if they want a one-on-one coach with you yet because they don't even know what the hell that means half the time. They're like, what does that mean? I have to coach with you? I don't even know if it's that. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to me? I don't know if I want to, like, pay you $600 to, like, you know, I don't know, tell you all my deepest, darkest secret. I'm not ready for that. So if this is all we have, then there's a gap. But if you have these $59 programs, $79 programs, every single person who is even the least bit interested in what you had to say is going to buy this program. And now all of a sudden your residual income is $1,000 or $1,500 a month. And no, it's not $5,000 yet, but we'll get there. It's a starting point. So I just want to plant a couple of those seeds too, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Great. You're so welcome. Okay, I didn't read this whole thing, but Michelle says, I adore that you are still excited by the miracles and the conscious creating. What else would I be? It really helps. Helping me and keeping the faith. I want fire. We all have to have the fire. We all have to have the fire. And if we lose it, we got to do whatever we can to get it back. Because if not now, when? What are you waiting for? If not now, when? Donna, let's chat. Let's make a date. Absolutely. You guys need to do that. Danielle says, I am working something regarding future visioning. Would love to have this group be the first to try. Excellent. Tanya says, for me, action, even small, helps to get back up. Absolutely. And forward. It's a snowball effect. One step leads to the next. Absolutely. Absolutely. Positively. It is all stepping stones, right? Just like the 27-year overnight success. Absolutely. Yeah. It's all, everything you do is leading you to that point. Okay. So, Patty has asked me to share if you guys can help her with something before we, release this phone call. So I'm going to do that. So I posted yesterday, I think some of you may already know this news, but I posted yesterday about big news on my Facebook page. And the big news is that Patty is actually opening up a co-author book. And it's the first time she's ever done this. It's the first time she's ever offered to co-author a book with her name on it. Usually it's been under Jack or under Chicken Soup for the Soul, something of that nature. But this is the first time she has ever actually opened up a project, right? Or a vehicle for people and really stepping out of the shadows, right? She's talked about that before of Jack and really stepping into her own lane. I am helping facilitate that project with her, but this is a big thing for her. It's a really big push for her. So she is going to make that announcement, I think today, if not in the very near future. So she asked for your support on that. If you could comment, if you could like it, if you feel inspired to share it, there's no pressure. But if you see it and you can give her a little love on Facebook, she just asked for your support in that way. And she would really appreciate that. Okay. And so Tanya says, by the way, $26,000 of extra money by May. Okay, great. So let's not, yes, perfect. I love that. So now make sure, first of all, to hold that thought of enjoying that money and what that money does for you for a minimum, right, of 17 seconds a day or more with no other conflicting thoughts, so that you're activating that in the universe every single day. And then also enjoying the intention of, I am so happy and grateful to receive $26,000 of additional, I wouldn't say unexpected income, because you expect it now, because you like just said it. It's coming. It's coming. So I am so grateful to be enjoying, experiencing, receiving, depositing an additional $26,000 each month. And I don't know if I would say income, because I don't know where this money is coming from. You may not be earning it. I wouldn't say income. I don't feel that at all. Just put it out there. However it shows up, it shows up. Okay, great. I love that, Tanya. Thank you for that clarity. Okay. Anything else? Okay, yay. All right, cool. Thank you all so much. Okay, one new message. Hold on. Awesome call. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your questions. And thank you for embracing the miracles. So hope you all have a miracle-filled week, and we will talk soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.